yesterday's network just doesn't serve the AI needs of tomorrow. We're building a digital platform to make it super easy, quick, secure, effortless to consume network services, and nobody else is doing that. AI needs data, data needs data centers, and data centers need to be connected.
Welcome to the stage, Kate Johnson.
Kate's promised me this is the best talk of the day.
All right, good. Let's do it.
So we announced our partnership this morning, and then at lunch and other times when I ran into people, they're super excited about it.
Nobody's as excited as
I know. I'll get to that.
Okay. All right.
But, I think like you got to Lumen a couple of years ago. Why does this partnership make sense for both of us now?
Because it's the essence of the vision of our turnaround. Like, it's at the very heart of it. And for those of you, that don't know the Lumen story, we're talking big legacy telecom company, great assets, uniquely, able to solve really complex problems in the world of AI right now, but needed a lot of love, a lot of attention,
right,
and a new vision. And we decided to build a digital network services company to make it quick, secure, and effortless to connect your people, data, and applications, no matter where they are. And so when you think about it, your capabilities at Meter and your intelligent LAN platform integrated with our intelligent WAN platform, making it dead simple for customers to solve really complex problems with a click of a button, from procurement to deployment to support, single pane of glass for performance management. That's the essence of who we want to be.
Right.
So and then to do it in a partnership makes it even better, because it extends our reach and it brings our full vision of a connected ecosystem to life. But that's why I'm excited. Why are you excited?
I love ISPs.
That's awesome. Good, Chris.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
ISPs get blamed a lot, and I feel your pain a lot of times.
You have empathy.
Yeah, for sure. But I've also blamed you guys and other ISPs a lot.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's appreciated how difficult it is to lay that much fiber, actually get it all connected, and get it working. And I'm a little bit of a romantic about this stuff. I sort of think it's amazing that it even works, that TCP/IP works, all this works. We had Bob early on. That this whole thing actually works is crazy to me. So when we were first thinking about how to actually do this properly, and who are the right set of partners that have this fiber and ISPs to do it, and then I ended up meeting you, it just made sense. But I think that combination of, you can't have a great network without a great ISP, and a great ISP needs a great network. That made a lot of sense to me.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And by the way, Satya is the one that connected us.
Yes. We'll blame him.
It was good to hear from him earlier today.
Yeah. And when you think about what we want to do together and all, what's the best buying experience like? Because at the end of the day, that's where a lot of the challenge is, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to buy. It's not easy to procure. It's ambiguous. What's the best buying experience?
So the best buying experience is where there's no effort involved and that it's available, anywhere. And I think for us, when we start to think about like that, Microsoft Marketplace, for example.
Right.
This is, again, sort of the next click up, because for networking and for legacy telco, being a part of a technology ecosystem is an aspiration, but it has never actually come to fruition. And so for us, to be powering your offering in that marketplace, it extends our commercial reach, but it also makes us relevant, because all of those sellers get to retire their Microsoft Azure credits and commitments with their customers, which means that there'll be commercial intensity around it. And I know Meter wants to grow. I know Lumen wants to grow, and to use the engines of one of the biggest companies on the planet, it makes it really cool. And, that's the commercial reach part of the story and why that's important. But the ease of one click, Meter being the customer facing, for quoting, contracting, everything.
Yeah.
And then just powered by us, I think is a great combination for everybody.
Shall we show it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. We're going to have our colleague Chad up here. He's going to be the brave soul to do a live demo. I'm told that's the best time to do it is the end of the day, and live demos always go really well. So we're going to have Chad come up on this. Chad runs our Connect and ISP products, and I'm not joking. He actually does love ISPs.
Right.
Thank you, Anil. Hello, everyone. I do love ISPs. I have my fiber connected socks on today, so I might love ISPs a little more than Anil. But the goal of Meter Connect is really to simplify the process of buying and managing ISPs, from finding providers, getting quotes, billing, and support. I'm incredibly excited about our partnership here with Lumen today to be able to announce a unified WAN to LAN platform. And many of you are familiar with the current process of buying internet connectivity, one that looked like the images that just went across the screen. Countless emails for quotes, contracts, order confirmations, static IPs, circuit activations, what have you. But let's jump into a live demo to show you what we've built with Lumen and how these enhancements are designed for faster deployments, unified visibility, and simplified operations, really enabling you and your customers to focus on outcomes and not infrastructure. All right. So here we have the Meter Connect website. You can just go to connect.meter.com. And today we're going to look at a building across the Embarcadero, 1160 Battery Street. So we go ahead and input 1160 Battery. You can select a suite if you know it. Go ahead and do the whole building and click Get Free Quotes. From here, we just ask for a little bit of contact information, email, name, company. And when I hit Generate Quotes, Meter Connect will run real-time serviceability and pricing for this specific location to find the most relevant results with the most cost-effective pricing. So let's go ahead and hit Generate Quotes. Within seconds, you have results tailored for this specific location, and it does showcase our direct integration with Lumen serviceability and quotation data. And it also outlines some of the benefits of our preferred partnership with Lumen. Here you can see we have preferred pricing, which really drives lower pricing across multi-year agreements, as well as multiple locations. We also have priority installation. So your install is a high priority. The Lumen and Meter team will work together to ensure that we're meeting your delivery dates. So from here, let's go ahead and pick the 1 gig dedicated fiber option. You can review the pricing. You see the discount straight on the page. You can also see if there's any installation charges. And if you'd like, you can add a secondary connection from the same procurement workflow. Let's go ahead and go to set up contract details. From here, we just ask for some information about the business that's going to be purchasing this connection. And if you would like more information about Meter's network hardware offering that you heard a lot about today, you can go ahead and hit Contact Me and go ahead and submit order request. From there, the Meter and Lumen teams will work together to generate the necessary agreement, and you'll have that in your inbox within 24 hours. So once the order is submitted, the Meter Connect team will take that order ID, we will put it within the Meter network dashboard, and behind the scenes, this creates a real-time connection to Lumen that provides visibility into all the stages of your WAN circuit installation. No more digging through your email inbox, trying to find the latest status, figuring out what milestone you're at. All that information is now within the Meter network dashboard, updated in real time from Lumen. When your static IPs become available, those are actually automatically placed within the dashboard as well. Again, not digging through emails, trying to find the static IP so that you can configure the WAN port automatically placed in the dashboard, and we can automatically then configure your WAN connection. Once the circuit is activated, the Meter team is notified, and we will work with you or your customers to schedule the physical connection. After the activation is complete, I feel like this is where the partnership really shines with Lumen. In the unified visibility, Meter has always monitored your WAN connection in real time, provided alerting for any connectivity issues, and engaged proactively with the internet service providers to resolve those issues. But our visibility has been a bit limited. To understand exactly what the ISP has been seeing required phone calls, trouble tickets, or navigating complex portals. All of that information is now live in real time in the Meter network dashboard. You can see directly how Meter is monitoring your connection, and we're pulling real-time diagnostic information from Lumen straight into the dashboard as well, where you can see service alarms, interface status, service utilization, any network events that may be going on, as well as planned maintenance. This unified visibility dramatically improves our ability to monitor and resolve issues on your network quickly. As you can see here, the partnership with Lumen really helps Connect deliver on its mission to simplify internet connectivity. We're incredibly excited to be partners in Lumen's connected ecosystem, and all this is available today, and you can see it for yourself at meter.com/connect, and coming soon to the Microsoft Marketplace for Azure customers. Please come find us downstairs at the Connect booth to talk about how Connect and Lumen can help solve some of your connectivity challenges. Thank you.
Don't.
Great demo.
Yeah,
And it's live.
good stuff. On up.
It went live as we were talking.
Let's go.
Okay.
How much have we sold?
All right. Should we just pause? They can all open their laptops and make purchases right now. All right. So we've got about 10, 15 minutes. It's the end of the day. I've got some questions I think our teams wrote together that I kind of like, kind of don't like. But I'll just ask you stuff.
You gonna go off-road?
I might have to.
Let's do it.
So I think one of the first conversations you and I had is how much networking matters, but how few people are coming in. And you're like, we have to make networking the place people come in again. And you were really passionate about this as well. How do we do that? Like, what's the best way to do that more great people come in, the best technology, best people come into networking?
So, you know what? It's really interesting because you really are going off-roading, which is fun. I think that when you're solving a problem that really matters, that's deeply relevant, I think that's inherently attractive to a set of people that are the ones that I want to work with. Right. You know, if you're up for glory, I'm not interested. If you're, you know, fueled by the passion of solving complex problems, come on to Lumen and, or any other place in our ecosystem, and let's work together. And I think it's the moment for networking. You know, everybody's always talking about data centers being space, cooling, power, energy, right? It's like kind of like for those Brady Bunch fans, Marsha. But the thing about networking is none of that is possible without it. But it can't be the old static circuits, point to point, the old way of doing things. It's the final frontier for digital transformation in the world of networking, the world of telecom. And that's what we recognized. And I think we've been able to recruit a bunch of leaders who really recognize that this is a unique problem to solve. And if we can solve it in a way that we envision, which is basically to cloudify telecom, that's what we're doing, right? Make it easy to use, total digital experience, quick, secure, effortless, and consumption-based on demand, then that's really contributing to something at a moment in time where it's really needed. And so I think that that's the attraction, and that's how we do the recruiting.
It's such an enormous task that you're trying to do this. And this is, you know, for the other folks running companies that are pure software companies, I'm so envious of this sometimes. But doing this in physical world, this massive task of monitoring the Lumen network.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like what, you know?
So you got to be really, really pragmatic. And also, you know, our company turnaround, you know, we had a few dark years where We had balance sheet problems and, a lot of debt to service a dividend because we were a utility at one time. It just was a bad set of circumstances. And you go one day at a time and you say, if I can innovate and bring value to customers, I'm going to make it through this knothole. And we focused very much on that, on the innovation play, that just to provide a digital experience to customers in the world of networking that was totally adaptive and dynamic and was able to take the shape in the way the fabric does of whatever, the workloads needed to be. That in itself would be unique. And so we stuck behind that belief system. And then we said, okay, we got to maintain the physical network. It has to be the best in the world. And we've continued to invest in that way. We're driving the largest expansion of the internet in history with, by the end of 2028, we'll have 47 million fiber miles in our network, right? Which is quite a few.
Yeah.
And I think it can go to Mars and back. I think that's what we decided. But, and then that digital platform is interesting, and the essence of making, all of your bandwidth and speed and, security needs programmable, which is table stakes.
Right.
But it also makes it a place where you can then interconnect with great companies like yours. And that's where the table gets set for something really interesting, and, the growth potential becomes exponential. So it's one day at a time,
right,
set with purpose, but then audacious goals. That's how you get everybody pumped.
Yeah, because in this 3 years or something that you've been CEO of Lumen, networking's importance has changed so much. What's changed inside of Lumen?
Everything.
To kind of set that forward.
Yeah. Everything changed inside of Lumen. The first thing is, going from a company that was playing not to lose, when you're a legacy telco and your revenue curve looks like this, you have to decide, like, hey, if we're going to play to win,
right,
we can't, worry about upsetting the slope of that curve. We've got to actually come over here and make big bets and go. And but play to win requires a completely different profile of the company, culture, talent, your capital, how you deploy it, simplifying the product portfolio and saying, we're going to be great at a narrow set of things, and we're going to shut down a whole bunch of other stuff and really kind of go for it. That's the essence of it. We've brought in a lot of networking gurus who recognize the platform that we have to be able to create something cool. We brought in a bunch of tech people who recognize that it's not just about digitizing everything, but it's about creating those ecosystem opportunities. And so it's been, the biggest change has been the people aspect, and it's been super cool.
Yeah. Satya was talking earlier about all the build out that's happening.
Yeah.
From where you sit at the fiber layout, rollout, how do you see working with the hyperscalers? What's been that like? Because, so much of this 47 million miles of fiber is driven by this, and there's more coming. Mm-hmm. How do you see all that playing together?
So, it's super interesting because when I first got to Lumen, and I remember I spent 4 years working for Satya at Microsoft, and basically, front row seat to his incredible transformation as a part of the commercial organization. So I got to learn a ton and also be at the tip of the spear of migrating, going to cloud. And when I think about the story that we're writing,
right,
both, from our different perches, is very similar to the cloud migration story. And the reason why I say that is because, there's a lot of friction in the marketplace structurally to be able to come at things with as-a-service models and with AI platforms and to, drive that kind of change. But we've seen this movie before. And everybody sort of said to me when I first came, like, well, the hyperscalers, just are going to run roughshod over you and commoditize you. They already have, and they're just going to take over and provide your services. I have never once felt that the hyperscalers wanted to be okay, right? And wanted to be a network, services company. And in fact, over the past 3 years, we've really hunkered down on our value prop in conjunction with their value prop, and it's a better together story. And the first thing is they needed us to connect their data centers.
Right.
And we stepped up and were able to do that really quickly. In a lot of cases, doing some net new builds and some other cases which have inherently longer, time frames. But very quickly after that, with our digital network as a service vision, they recognized that we were uniquely suited to help enterprises take advantage of their AI capabilities. That's why Satya wanted us to talk, is because he was like, the more I can help the ecosystem around Microsoft make it easy for customers to consume things, the more they're going to consume Microsoft capabilities. And that's the better together story that I think we've all recognized that we can play a role in this incredible time.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I mentioned when I was on stage at the beginning of the day is how everything is packets. And, maybe this crowd realizes it, but do you think other people realize it that don't work in this, and do they need to, or how do you think about that?
So what do you mean?
Yeah. Every application, anything you do in life, it's basically networking at the end of the day, whether you're ordering an Uber or you're calling someone or anything, but it feels like networking has become so invisible.
I say it differently.
Yeah.
I believe that the world thinks infrastructure is boring until it becomes critical. And then when you become critical infrastructure, everybody gets mad that you haven't made all the changes that were needed. But they weren't putting the time in to help you understand the requirements in the first place. So I think we're at a point in time where the world is recognizing that power might be the long pole in the tent, but the second longest pole is network.
That's right.
And you got to have proximity. I mean, in the end of the day, we sell three things. We sell topology, we sell speed, and we sell services on top.
That's right.
Right? We want to interconnect all the data centers. We want to, interconnect all the clouds. And we want to make sure that we bring high speed, low latency, highly secure capabilities to every endpoint around the world. And we're innovating a portfolio of capabilities to make it dead simple to do exactly that. And in the beginning, people thought we were crazy. It's kind of like first they ignore you, laugh at you, then they fight you, then they win. I think we're in the part where they're recognizing, I think they might be onto something. Let's stop laughing, and maybe we're seeing other competitive, companies come to the market and offer the same things. So the fight's on. And I think the world is starting to recognize it. But I do think that there's more work to be done, and I worried for enterprises who aren't making these investments yet because they don't see it, and they're going to fall behind.
Right. So as we think about the future of networking, what decision do you think made in 2025 will look smart in 2030?
So it's interesting. We all talk about like AI being, this individual productivity tool that we've all kind of gotten mastery over. We're all getting pretty good at the functional use of AI to transform finance or transform sales or transform operations. I don't think any of us have really gotten the hang of how to structure or how to lead through, what does an agentified network services company look like? I'm trying to figure that out every day. And that's actually going to be pretty hard. I know that not doing it is not an option.
Right.
Okay, I have to do this. And so what investments do I need to make? I think it's about talent. I think it's about exploration and, getting both feet in the game. But I also think it's about infrastructure and making sure that you make the investments that you need in your infrastructure to be able to play in this world, knowing that, data centers are going to be 10 times square footage by 2030 than they are today. There's $1 trillion of cloud spend coming in that same time period. So if you think you're the only enterprise that's not going to have to make those investments, you're wrong. You should start to look at it. But the good news is we have capabilities that make it easy, that are on demand, that you only have to pay for what you use, and so we'll meet you where you are. So that's kind of the vision, and also the ask is like, get in the game with us, but we'll help you.
This has been really fun. I think we're coming up on time. If people should only know the soundbite of what this partnership is, how would you summarize it?
It's a dead simple way to get everything you need from the world of AI, and it takes infrastructure that is now critical and makes it easy to consume and a strategic advantage in what you're trying to achieve as a business.
Amazing. I'm really excited about the partnership. Thank you so much for doing this, Kate.